Welcome back, YouTubers, to yet another Q&A with us, the British Fist.
Coaching.
It's Q&A 190, and I am Mr. Parkin, and this guy sitting next to me is none other than the one, the only NJ.
What's up?
And if you have any questions for us, please post them in the comment section below, and I will add them to the Word document that we have on this lovely yet very old and very outdated 23-inch TV we have up here, which you have never, ever seen, because it's on the other side of the webcam.
Yes.
If we go on to our first question from Jibri Bell, we want to get straight onto this Q&A. No haggle and baggle here. What ROH match from the past would you like to see at a WrestleMania?
I'll say the most obvious Steen Generico.
Yeah, I mean, they had a good match at Final Battle 2010. I think that was their best match, definitely. I mean, I don't remember too much about ROH. I think a lot of people would be saying, Davey Richards versus Eddie Edwards. We'd love to see that at WrestleMania in the main event. But no, I think Steen versus Jericho, that was a damn good match. Maybe even Steen Elgin. I remember that being a really good, hard-hitting match.
It's a bit delayed, but I think these could have put on a great match. Briscoes versus the world's greatest tag team.
They did have some good matches. They did. It's funny, we're seeing Kevin Owens, who is Kevin Steen, and El Generico. And also, so it's Sami Zayn versus Steen, which is basically Steen versus El Generico. We're seeing that on NXT right now, so you never know. You might see it in the pre-show or something. Who knows? Robert Hernandez, who would induct the Undertaker into the Hall of Fame? I think it'd be Kane. Yeah, I mean, if Paul Bearer hadn't have unfortunately passed, it would be Paul Bearer. I think the next best is Kane.
I think it'd be Kane, or I'd say it'll be. I was thinking Shawn Michaels.
It could even be Vince McMahon. Who really knows?
But more likely Kane.
Yeah, more likely Kane. There are loads of people who could induct Undertaker that have bonds with him, but Kane I think is the most likely one. Sir Lord Mark, who would you repackage? Adam Rose, Bo Dallas, or Stardust? Well, I mean, Stardust gimmick isn't all that bad. So I'm not. I mean, although I think that out of those three, Cody Rhodes has the most potential if you just give him a serious character.
My order is the opposite way round. Stardust, Bo Dallas, then Adam Rose. I think Stardust, as much as I wish he went from Cody Rhodes and stayed as Cody Rhodes, I think he needs to break out of this eventually when we've got more tag teams and then go back to Cody Rhodes' push towards main event.
Yeah, I mean, you look at Adam Rose, you don't really see too much main event there. Bo Dallas, you don't really see too much talent there. Well, main event talent anyway, but you do in the Cody Rhodes if you give him a proper push like they did when he had the IC belt, and I became a massive fucking fan. Yes, Seth has the Money in the Bank case, yet has never teased as many cash-ins as past winners. Has Vince McMahon decided he wants to shut up the IWC and surprise everyone when he does cash it in? I think the reason why he hasn't teased any cashes yet, like properly, is because I think they want to get past WrestleMania, because I don't think Seth Rollins is going to be involved in the main event plans in WrestleMania. And if he was to cash in, then he would have to be involved in WrestleMania in a big way. So I think they'll let WrestleMania go, let Brock Lesnar leave the company, or get the belt off of John Cena or whatever, and then maybe have Seth Rollins cash in after WrestleMania, and then you go for WrestleMania from there with Seth Rollins.
I find it disappointing that with the authority behind him now, I think that teasing cash-ins would make it more exciting. All the authority there. Seth, he's going to do it. But he doesn't do it. Maybe he's being smart. Maybe he will do it in the main event of WrestleMania. Or maybe the next night on Raw to make it special. But I love teases of cash-ins in. But maybe Seth's being clever.
To be honest, if Brock Lesnar was the champion and I had the Money in the Bank briefcase, I don't think I'd be trying to cash it in on Brock Lesnar. I wouldn't want to face him in a rematch.
He'll just run away.
Win by count out. Yeah, that's a good point. Why doesn't every bloody person who has a belt just run out and get counted out? That's as long as it's not a street fight or something. Aaron Crace. What about Edge and Christian versus Miz and Sandow for the WWE Tag Team Championships? No, they're both retired. Neck injuries, concussions. I wouldn't have them come back just to have one more match, so no.
As much as, the main event always gets a special wrestler to come back to put them over. Yes, we've had the New Age Outlaws, but not enough to specialise the tag team division. But Edge and Christian retired. Edge is injured, and you saw the tease they were doing to Edge on that Raw. Christian, I was surprised that he retired, but I don't think they should put themselves in that position.
Do you think that Edge and Christian should have one more match? No, not if it's going to compromise their health. I'd much rather they have their health and retire than come back and risk it again, especially Edge of his neck.
That's it.
Alex Skanga, do you think Wade Barrett will ever be WWE World Champion? I think at some point, yes. I think they could have done it in the last 2 or 3 years, but he's just had so many damn injuries that they haven't really managed to give him or maintain enough of a push for him to actually legitimately become the WWE World Heavyweight Champion.
The exciting thing about 2015, I will give the WWE a little bit of credit, just only a little bit, is that they've got numerous wrestlers who could become Mr. Money in the Bank this year. They've got some that are starting to build themselves up or look like they could be in the Money in the Bank match. And I think if Barrett stays healthy and he stays built up as a good IC champion or against top guys eventually, I think Barrett could quite easily go down that route.
If you two, this is a good question. If you two were running a wrestling company and you had unlimited amount of finances, who are the first 5 wrestlers you sign? Oh, now, I think we need 5 main event wrestlers, and of those 5 main eventers, I think 2 or 3 of them need to be well-rounded, whereas we need to have maybe 2 that are have the look. And I think you can't go wrong with Bobby Roode as an all-round performer. I really don't. In the WWE, I didn't see it at first, but I think Seth Rollins is starting to become a very well all-round performer. I think as a babyface, he could very much prevail.
I'm going to take Cesaro. I think they're mistreating him.
Yeah, I think Cesaro wouldn't be a bad bet, but we've got unlimited amount of finances, so we can sign anyone. I mean, right now, the most popular person in the WWE is Daniel Bryan. So, as an underdog, I'd take Daniel Bryan.
And for the 5th,
we need that monster heel for the 5th.
Either Ryback, I think he could still be a good one, or we treat Roman Reigns better.
Yeah. And like I said, a monster heel. If we were going to bring a monster heel,
I thought one of those two.
One of those two, possibly. I'm trying. Like a Rusev. I think he'd be a great monster heel for the company. Very easy heat as well. Just off the back of our heads, that is, and we're really more thinking towards the future. Really, that's why we're not taking people like Orton and people like Cena, Triple H, etc. RFV089. What's a more overused statement? The title belts are props, or Daniel Bryan, Seth Rollins, Dolph Ziggler, and Ambrose put on 5-star matches? I think the title belts are props is more overused because Daniel Bryan, Seth Rollins, Dolph Ziggler, and Dean Ambrose haven't really put on that many 5-star matches. So people used more the term put on great matches.
I think people nowadays are starting to cut down on how many times they use 5-star. Like when we first started reviewing, on Twitter especially, everyone was like, "Oh, that was a 5-star match. That was brilliant."
The 5-star match we've seen 5 times.
Yeah, and then it suddenly cut down. So the prop, like the US title, the WWE eventually. Yeah, so I think the prop is the answer.
Do you guys want to see Cody Rhodes versus Goldust at WrestleMania 31? Only in the sense that it would take Cody Rhodes and make his character into a more serious one so WWE can push him into a main event spot. That's the only way I can really feel that WWE should do this at WrestleMania 31.
I'm saying no. The reason I say that is because we're breaking up Sandow and Miz. I don't want to break up 2 tag teams for one event because obviously that's going to damage the tag team division again. Just so we can have these 2 mid-cardy matches.
Oh, but don't worry, we have the Ascension coming through. They'll add to the tag team division.
No.
Do you think celebrities appearing in the WWE serves a purpose?
Some have.
Yes, I do believe. I've totally missed out. Renegade Man 83. Who, in your opinion, is the best wrestler in the world right now? Daniel Bryan? Who's the best wrestler in the world right now? Any ideas? You're breathing quite heavily. Daniel Bryan. We'll just go with Daniel Bryan because we don't really know. I mean, it's such a subjective thing. Some people would say Daniel Bryan. Others would say, John Cena because he's the top guy. Others would say Dean Ambrose. Others would say Seth Rollins. Other people would say Brock Lesnar. I mean, it's very subjective.
I'm sorry. The reason I was struggling to answer that is yes, internet fans or the Lex man is going to be happy that Daniel Bryan's been mentioned, but I don't think maybe because it's the WWE's way of booking him, but I don't think he's the great wrestler like Shawn Michaels. I don't think he's up there with Shawn Michaels. I don't think he's like the Bret Hart was. I don't think he's that kind of guy. The WWE have made him look like that in 2014, but I wouldn't say he is.
And back to where we were before I fucked everything up. Do you think celebrities appearing in the WWE serves a purpose? Yes, I think, the whole basis of celebrities was how WWE became so big back in the late 80s, early 90s. So I think they do serve some kind of purpose to bring mainstream eyes onto the product.
Sorry, I'm going to say some have. They've been overdoing it to a point where fans just don't care, and like some of them just come in here and don't really do anything to really excite the fans. So I say some have fit a purpose to bring them in, and they've done something that's made the their appearance or Raw special, but not all of them.
Do you think the WWE main roster should be worried about the NXT roster? No, simply because as soon as the NXT people get brought up, the Vince McMahon buries them. So why the fuck should main roster talent really be worried? I mean, the answer, the obvious answer here is yes, because the NXT are putting on great matches and are really progressing quite well. But the obvious answer is no, because they'll just end up getting buried, and the main roster will just be like they were before.
Well, to be honest, at first, if this was asked a few months back, I would have said yes, they should worry because the likes of Wyatt family, the Shield, Rusev, they were getting great booking, and some of them still are. But look at Reigns now. Look at Ambrose, who's not won a match. Look at the Wyatt family member Luke Harper and Eric Rowan. And so I think when they come in, they thought, oh, we have a chance. But as of recently, I think they should, not worry, sorry.
Do you think TNA and WWE will and need to reshape the roster to get rid of the dead weight? With the WWE, I don't really think they can because they have NXT, which is a totally different brand. They have Raw, they have SmackDown, they have Main Event, they have Superstars. So they have so many different shows that they need to put talent on. So they need all the talent they can get, in all honesty. TNA, on the other hand, has had a bit of a restructure and a bit of a reshape and have got rid of a lot of their dead weight and a lot of their older wrestlers. So I think TNA have already done it and, have done it to a degree where they've downsized so much that, maybe they need a couple more faces in there. I think WWE can't do it just for the sake of the fact they've got so much fucking product.
Yes, TNA, they've had to refresh people's contracts. They're choosing who to sign back in and who not to. WWE keep doing releases, so I think with the amount of releases they've done last year, I think they're at a point now where they should try and make the most of what they've got and let NXT fill in the blanks.
Beautiful. Toby Pierce, if Nexus won at SummerSlam 2010, do you think that the group could have been more successful?
Amen.
I mean, it really depends on where was WWE's end game with this? I mean, the fact they lost at SummerSlam really, really cut their momentum off. But even if they did win, would they have still been buried by John Cena? Would the whole things would still have panned out as it did? We don't really know. But it definitely would have given a lot of necessary, real necessary momentum, especially for a Wade Barrett, who back then we really could have believed could be a WWE champion back in that time.
I say the Cena feud was the main problem, not SummerSlam. I think they should have got the win at SummerSlam and Cena should have then done the right thing. But instead, the WWE made them lose at SummerSlam and lose to Cena.
This is a good question. Toby Pierce, what was your favourite moment out of these 10 moments from the PG era? Nexus invasion. John Cena versus The Rock, WrestleMania 28, once in a lifetime. DX return, Raw 1000. Daniel Bryan winning the title at WrestleMania 30. Survivor Series, Team Cena versus Team Authority, just the match. No. Undertaker versus Shawn Michaels, WrestleMania 26. Sting debut. Shield debut, Dolph Ziggler winning the World Heavyweight Championship against Del Rio, the streak being over at WrestleMania 30. Favorite moment out of these 10 moments from the PG era? The Nexus invasion is up there.
Yep.
Daniel Bryan winning the title is up there.
Yep.
That was definitely a good. Undertaker Shawn Michaels was definitely up there. But we have to pick a favourite.
I said there's about 5 and 5. There's 5 in there that I wouldn't. There's 5 in there that I would. But if I had to pick the one that was the best out of them all for my enjoyment, I'd say out of the Nexus and Shield debut, I think Nexus were quite impactful because obviously that stretched on from destroying the ring to destroying wrestlers. It's tough. You picked some good choices.
It is tough. Yeah, I agree. I mean, the Nexus invasion was a massive thing, and I think when I first started watching wrestling again with you, I believe the Nexus was a big part of the WWE back then. But I never really was there to live it, so I can't really say it's my favourite moment.
Even though I like the DX return, I didn't feel that it was the most amazing thing to happen out of choices here. Not saying it was bad, I'm just saying out of these choices.
I think, Daniel Bryan winning the title at WrestleMania 30, for a lot of people will be their favourite, but I still think Undertaker, Shawn Michaels at WrestleMania 26, and even at 25, just on a pure match and a pure storyline, a pure emotional drama basis, I think that would probably be my favourite moment.
Out of emotion, my emotion was more higher with The Rock defeating Cena, but out of the aspect of the company and something that would always remain a favourite match, yes, it is going to be Shawn Michaels and The Undertaker.
Do you have any moments that were better? So the question continues. Do we have any moments in the PG era that were better? I don't really know. I can't really... I mean, we've got 10 there that are pretty good. I can't think of any others. I mean, there's probably some that I should be thinking of, but I can't. Maybe WWE, bringing back the Ultimate Warrior. Maybe his last promo on Raw would be a big moment. I wouldn't say it's a favourite moment because I was never really, I didn't really live through the Warrior, so I never really was a massive fan of the guy because I just never really lived it. But that was a sad moment, but still a favourite moment. That was his last sort of promo.
There is one. Cena took a time out to have his elbow surgery because he had a little time out there, even though it didn't last long.
Yeah, anyway. Griefer Beyond 21. What weapon would you guys like the WWE to bring back? Regardless of blood, concussion, etc. 2x4 wrapped in barbed wire. I always liked that ever since I watched Triple H Cactus Jack at Royal Rumble 2000.
I'd say there's two. Sledgehammer, I think he should bring back his friend. And the other two because it's actually Deal kind of style, Brass Knucks.
Brass Knucks.
Oh, beautiful moment.
Yeah, that would be Wade Barrett's gimmick. Could Dean Ambrose start in a blockbuster movie? Yeah, about some psycho or something. Yeah, maybe.
Psycho.
But do you think they should be focusing on him more in the wrestling ring than they should him in a blockbuster movie?
I know it's a job, they want to earn money, and movies is where the money's at, but at the same time, I think with Dean Ambrose being hot, even though he keeps losing in the WWE, they should concentrate on him becoming a blockbuster in the WWE.
Yeah, concentrate on him being a main event star first before, being in a blockbuster movie. But could he star in a blockbuster movie? I don't know what his acting skills are like, and I don't know whether, what kind of character they'll give him, so it's hard to say. Which band move would you like to see again in WWE? And which superstar would you use them? Banned move. I mean, the power driver's banned, but I don't really think I'd bring that back purely because of the injury aspects surrounding it.
I was thinking, even though I don't think it's banned, but I've not seen it in a long time, Tombstone Power Driver.
I think that's probably because Kane and Undertaker Undertaker doesn't do it. I mean, we've seen it at WrestleMania when Undertaker's there.
Well, yeah.
But I don't really know. I can't really answer that question. I can't think of any other moves that have really been banned in the WWE. I guess chair shots to the head, but that caused a lot of concussions and stuff. So that, is another health and safety thing that I think is correct that WWE are doing. They already get enough fucking concussions without chair shots right now. That's really it. I can't really think of any moves. unfortunately. If you have any or you had any that you were thinking we might say, please let us know in the comment section. And that has been yet another Q&A. These Q&As just fucking fly by from us, the British Fist. Mr. Parkin and of course NJ.
What's up?
And do you want to? I'll let you finish this one because I kind of interrupted you in the last one.
Thank you very much. No, you know.
I think we just hit the mute button there, didn't we?
We did, I think so.
Yeah, so I wish I could do that in real life and hit the mute button on you sometimes.
Son of a.
You got hair. There you go.
Now, people, before we get all, posh snobby, yeah, like the Tea Time segment guys, I think, sad times, I think these Q&As are such fun, and in 10 weeks' time, it's 200. Wow, that's something special for the British Fist. It's 200 times of interact with you. But anyway, YouTubers, you've heard what you came here to hear, which is the questions and the answers. So please continue to put them in the comment section below, and peace.